What's up guys? Today we'll be checking out Beast on 4K. This isn't a review on how, I'm just going to share some of my thoughts on the video and the audio quality. Now let's go over a few tech specs. The movie was shot in 4.5 and 6.5K. It's got a 4K DI. It's rated R. Runtime is 93 minutes, and the aspect ratio is 239:1. So there are black letterbox bars, and the audio is in Dolby Atmos. Now let's jump over to the Atmos viewer and see how active this mix is. As we can see, this is mostly a static mix with some musical extension that can be heard in the height channels as well as some ambiance in the lower channels. So you'll hear some leaves blowing in the wind, insects, and other environmental effects during the quieter parts. During the action scenes, you might think there'd be some height channel usage, but most of the action does remain in the lower channels. Even during the explosion, nothing happens up top. Oh, hold on, there is one part about 17 minutes in where you can hear birds flying from the top front height channels all the way to the back channels. So I guess that's something.
No.
As far as bass response, I felt that it was sorely lacking during the action scenes, and even during that explosion that I just mentioned, it didn't have any kind of impact. And this is with me turning up the volume 20 dB louder than I normally have it. The good thing is that the dialogue was always easy to hear during all the chaotic parts, but I did feel that it was kind of thin sounding. Now, of course, this is a digital stream, so I'm just going to chalk it up to that, so it might sound better on physical media or on the Kaleidoscape. For the video quality, this was kind of hit and miss for me. There were certain parts at the beginning where I felt it dipped into 480p territory. I noticed there were some shots at the beginning where I couldn't make out all the brush and grass in the background, which seemed like it was all kind of smeared looking. But the next shot would be crystal clear. So again, I'm going to have to chalk this up to being a poor digital stream. Because I mean, I saw this at the movie theater and I didn't notice anything like that when I saw it there. Although, maybe I just wasn't paying attention. Well, that aside, this was a pretty crispy looking transfer. The daytime shots were all 4K crisp, but the nighttime shots did look a notch softer. It still looked really good, but not as razor sharp as the day shots. The scenery was super detailed, so if you wanted to count the blades of grass or the pebbles on the ground, you could totally do so. And even with all this 4K resolution, the lines didn't look all that fake. It even had my wife questioning whether or not the lines were the real deal. Of course, they weren't all perfect all the time, especially during the whole Revenant fight at the end, but overall, I was totally fine with the CG lines. Although with how crispy this movie is, there's actually a part around 44 minutes in where there's a bunch of bones hanging right next to Martin's head. If you look closely, you can see that there's a string that's holding the bones together. Now, unless I missed something during the movie, Martin ends up in the lion's den or something like that, where he leaves all his carcasses. And I don't think the lion hung those bones himself. So, like I said, if I missed something, then let me know down below in the comments. As far as the HDR, which was in Dolby Vision, I felt that it kept detail intact during the darker nighttime scenes and gave the daytime scenery a very warm look. It's got some great looking landscape shots with the sun in the background that gets really bright, with some excellent specular highlights from the sunlight and fire, but nothing that's going to push your TV's brightness. Overall, it's a solid looking stream that's super detailed and has some pleasing HDR, so I'd have to give it an 8.5. For audio, I felt that the bass was really lacking, soundstage was small, which made the movie sound really small, and overall it was just kind of underwhelming as a whole. So I'd have to give the audio a 6. Who knows, maybe it'll sound better on physical media. If you're into new movies and audio and video gear and want to see more content like this, be sure to tap the subscribe button for new weekly videos. Alright guys, so this is a new segment that I'm going to kick off today. It's called Is It Worth Watching? And joining me today is going to be my co-host, my wife, Nancy Lee, or you guys can just call her Nancy. But we're going to talk about whether or not this movie is worth watching. For me personally, as far as like the movie itself, listen, I like Idris Elba. No matter what movie he's in, he's pretty charismatic. I think he would be a great Bond. But as far as the movie itself, I felt like he wasn't that, I don't want to be like he wasn't, listen, I just didn't like the movie all that much. I felt like the daughters were a little bit annoying. I felt like the daughters did more than what Idris Elba could have did. I felt like the dad should have probably been a little bit more intelligent in certain choices. But I could see how the girls kind of took over the movie, but then at the end, the dad swooped in, saved the day. A la, I don't know, there was specific scenes that kind of reminded me of Leonardo DiCaprio in The Revenant. You know, the whole fight at the end, the CG was a little questionable towards the end. Like, listen, is he really gonna fight this lion at the end like that? I thought it was a little cheesy. Nancy, what'd you think about the movie itself?
It was okay. I like the aspect of like the whole photography and like the animals and like, you know, Africa, you know, I love traveling, so I thought that was you know, I love it. The story was a little weird. I don't know, like you said, the girls, I did find it annoying. Yeah, he could have done a little bit, but I think he plays a doctor, so I don't think that was his expertise of surviving that.
I don't know what to do right now. Okay, I don't know what to do.
So it was okay. You know, the end, I didn't really like it as much. I think the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and the bear, I think that was way better scene. This one was, it was so-so. Not something I will rewatch, you know.
So there you guys go. Not a technical breakdown or anything like that. You guys couldn't refer to the first 4 minutes of this video, but that's just our thoughts on this video. But I'm gonna ask Nancy. Yo, Nancy, did you think that this looked any different than the regular Blu-ray?
It looks the same to me.
There you guys go. She thought it looked exactly the same to her. Anyways, guys, thanks for checking out this video. Leave your thoughts down below. If you like Beast on 4K Blu-ray or on digital stream, let me know your thoughts on that. And also let me know how you felt about the addition of Nancy in this video. Leave me a comment down below and let us know. As always, guys, thanks for watching. If you want, you can follow us on social media. And if you want to support the channel, get exclusive content or great discounts on audio and video gear, then stop by our Patreon page. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you again. And we'll see you again in the next video.